And we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the lunch hour. And today we're going to be talking about um, hydration. Brought to you by Simply Lemonade. Thank you for the sponsor, guys. I'm just kidding. I'm not sponsored by them. I wonder if they could sue me. We'll find out. So, hello, everybody. What a lovely day we're having. I start off with that a little too much. What a crappy day we're having. Actually, it's pretty nice here today in Austin, as it is every day. It's a little bit too nice, a little bit too hot. And I never thought I'd say this, but I am so tired of hot weather. I think my next move is Colorado. Denver, here I come, baby. Just remember, I'll be there. Give me a couple years, I'll be there. Um, Yeah. I love it. I love it here, but it's a little bit hot. Not gonna lie to you. If I want to be honest, and I think I wouldn't mind living in Denver one time in my life. So you never know. You never know. But I think I got a lot to build here, and I've had good days and bad days here, but you know what? Mostly good days, man. And I'll tell you what. I feel good about the move. I feel good about this location, and all of the above. But let's not get on that. Let's get on to what we're here for, right? Those of you who've tuned in, I'm back, baby. I'm back. Okay. My podcast with Reed Wilkinson just dropped. Please go check it out. God, my shoulders look uneven. My podcast with Reed Wilkinson just dropped. Please go check that out. A lot of good things to say. There's sometimes when I do a podcast, at the end of it, not that I don't feel good about it, but there's sometimes that I'm just like, I feel like there was a lot I needed to say, and we only did like an hour, and it's different over Zoom, but we only did like an hour and I want to say 50 minutes, which usually I run like 3 or 4 hours, right? And we had a lot to say, and I think we squeezed every little bit of what we could out in that podcast, and that's what I like to feel at the end of a podcast. Don't get me wrong, when you haven't done something in a while, it tends to come back to you like real hard like that, kind of like a workout. You come back real hard, and then maybe the next couple ones is not so much. I did a couple podcasts before that. I haven't posted them. I probably will post them, but probably not. Probably not now. Probably on a day I'm sick or something. Knock on wood. I don't want to get sick. But either way, I think I'll just keep those for you guys later. So whenever you want to tune in, you can tune in, or whatever. But what I want to get down to, what I want to talk about today is how do you look at yourself, and is it important to look at yourself? Because I've been debating this, right? Like, is it really important to? It is important to not care what other people think, right? And it's important. There's always that saying, it's only important how you view yourself. When you walk down the street, if you feel like, God, I'm not that guy, I don't feel good about myself, you're not, people are going to see that. And even if they don't see that, they could feel the confidence. When you're confident, you're walking around, people feed off that energy, right? So it is very important how you view yourself, but what is the flip side of that coin, right? Do we really need to, how do I put this? Do we really need to, should we not care about what other people think? Well, there's got to be a little bit, right? Like, you got to have a little bit of what people think, because, like, you got to care. I feel like you got to care a little bit, right? Because, like, if you're an asshole, for example, and you just don't care about what people think, most of the time, well, you really do care, and that's why kind of you're an asshole, right? And you go through life just like, oh, I don't give a shit what people think. Well, you got to care a little bit, otherwise you're not a decent human being. This may seem simple, but I think a lot of people, they get this misconstrued. I think a lot of people, when they're trying to find themselves as a person, especially, and this is going back to one of my most popular videos, when you're in your 20s and you're finding yourself, people will put on masks and they'll put on phases. They'll go through different phases. They'll do different things. Hold on, my phone's ringing. I'll be right back. Oh, hey, yeah. Call me while I'm in the middle of a podcast. Yeah, let me call you back. Jesus. God. The one time he wants to call me. Just kidding. You've been calling me every day. Love you, Tanner. But seriously though, fuck. What was I saying? So, son of a bitch. Lost track. You gotta care what people think. People, you're shit. You're a bad person. Oh yeah. So when you're in your 20s and you're trying to find yourself, you put on these masks and you go, okay, you take stuff to heart too much, right? So you go, okay, I need to find myself, and someone told me I shouldn't care what people think. Okay? You shouldn't care what people think. You should only care what you think. If you put on that shirt, what do you think about it? Do you think you look good? If you think you look good, you're going to be confident, you're going to feel good, go out in it. You don't wear stuff that other people want you to wear. Wear what you want to wear. Do what you want to do. Don't give a shit what people think. That's the mindset you should have. But I think in your 20s, you don't fully understand things, especially in your early 20s. You're learning and you don't fully grasp things well, right? Because you're still trying to figure yourself out. So when someone tells you that, you make the mistake of, okay, I shouldn't give a shit. So I'm just gonna wear sweatpants everywhere and baggy shirts, and I'm not gonna shower. I'm exaggerating, obviously, but I'm not gonna shower. Fuck it. Okay? We're not gonna shower. We're gonna stink like shit. We're gonna go to whatever. When someone says, "Hey, bro, you smell," I don't care what you think. You say something disrespectful to somebody. You say "fuck you" to someone's grandma. It's like, "Hey, bro, what the hell?" And people come at it like, "Well, you told me you shouldn't. I shouldn't care what people think." Well, okay, let's take a step back, right? You shouldn't care what people think. That doesn't mean you have to not. You have to go to the level of not giving a shit all the time. You have to take it to the level, because when you're trying too hard not to give a shit, you're actually giving a shit even more. And that's what's so funny, and I see people do this all the time, and I've caught myself even doing this, where you try so hard not to give a shit, you're just like this, or like this. What's up? How's it going, bro? Yeah. I don't give a shit. My balls hanging out, whatever, dude. This is my house, baby. That isn't appropriate. You know what I mean? I get there's some personalities like that, but that's not appropriate. That's people coping with shit. And I'm ripping a little bit of this off from Julian Blanc. Naturally, I'm not meaning to. Sorry about that, Julian. I'm a big fan of you. Check out Julian Blanc if you ever have anything with dating, or they don't really do dating advice anymore. They do more like life stuff, and I followed them since I was like 17, and they've really helped me out a lot, and I love their videos. So check them out. They could explain stuff way better than me. This is just a topic I just thought of, and it kind of goes back to some of the videos I watched by them. But it's so true. It's so true that look. Especially, and you see people in their 30s do this who just haven't experienced a lot of life. You see people at the club just wearing certain clothes and hats and stuff like that just doesn't fit them, because they're trying so freaking hard to not give a shit that they're actually giving a shit. And that's the thing, is like, look, it might take you a while. It took me a while. You gotta find a place in mind where you're truly confident, where you truly don't care what people think, but you do care about other people. Like, obviously, you got to know the appropriate times when not to care, right? You can't just say fuck you to someone's grandma. You can't just, invite someone over and have your balls hanging out. You know what I mean? It's not cool, okay? Maybe if your buddies come in and it's like a joke, yeah, I understand. Trust me, I do. But Other than that, it's like, no, you got to really grasp upon what's appropriate and what's not appropriate, when to give a shit and when not to give a shit. You know, if you're in a meeting or an interview, obviously you want to care about your appearance. You want to care about how you speak to people. You want to communicate, look the person in the eye. You have to care. I mean, that's just part of life. What you shouldn't care about is how that person perceives you. You should only care about how you're perceiving yourself. You should only care about that. This is what you should be thinking. Okay, if I was interviewing myself, I want to hire me. Okay, I'm friendly, I'm funny, I'm nice, I'm being completely myself, I'm being my natural state of mind, I'm saying the appropriate things to this person, I'm not taking it too far, maybe towing the line a little bit because, just to make things comfortable, maybe not, depends on the person. You can usually read people, and some people have a more difficult time at that, and that just takes time. But if you're really viewing it as, I would hire me, I would really like me, I would really think, that's all that matters. But if you're viewing it as yeah, yeah, whatever, bro, people are going to look at you like a douchebag. Or on the other way around, the flip side, if you're too, oh yeah, I'll do anything, too giving in, like caring too much, that's also a turnoff either, because then it's like, God, this guy has no backbone, or a girl has no backbone. This person is not, it's not themselves. I'm not even talking to myself. And here's the bad thing is, like, and I'm just using interviews because I just had some interviews, so it's a good example. Um, you know, I'm fully myself on interview. I always made sure. There's a couple I kind of noticed myself, like, it wasn't natural, but for the most part, I'm myself. You know, going into it, okay, I'm going to be myself. I'm going to be, tell him the truth or her the truth, when I want to work, how I want to work, how I am, my background. Just be honest. And usually people enjoy the honesty. But there are some people who don't. There are some people who do want someone who's a people pleaser, who will bow down to you because they're an insecure person. And I had a guy in an interview be a total jackass to me the other day, and it just really got under my skin. And I was trying to be myself as much as possible. And at one point, I wasn't myself because this guy was being such a jackass that it reflected on my energy and made me turn into someone I wasn't. And I realized, like, hey, no, stop. Like, don't do that. Don't give in to this guy. You're being yourself. You're being cool. Okay, now self-reflect and realize, okay, is there something I should have done better? If yes, then work on it. If not, you know, hey, I did everything I could. This guy was just being a jackass, and he wanted someone to come up with their head down. Yeah, I want to work for you. Please let me work for you. No, people who want someone like that, you don't want to work for those people. You don't want to be friends with those people because those people use you, they'll suck the life out of you, and they'll do anything to make you look bad and make themselves look better. So it's better to be yourself at the most natural state possible. Not meaning, yeah, I want this job, maybe I don't, I don't need the job, I don't need the job, bro. Well, you do need a job because that's why you're here. But you shouldn't perceive it that way. And you shouldn't come off like you totally don't give a shit. Um, because, for one, that's not going to get you hired. What might get you hired, or what might get you a friend, is the wrong people, right? If you're the I don't give a fuck guy, you might get some people who are like, oh, that guy might be cool. That guy might be cool to hang around. And then you're just sucking the life out of them, and then you become even a bigger douchebag. Or, if you're people pleasing, with no confidence, looking down, looking away, then, well, you're going to find a douchebag who really is trying not to care to suck the life out of you. So you see how it goes. But when you are like this, you're and Reed Wilkinson, thank you so much for talking about this. This was great in the last video. Body language is everything. Feet forward, shoulders forward, eyes forward. You could watch that video and get into that even more. But when someone is really natural and just looking at you like they honestly care, but if they don't like you, it's like, okay, man, if you don't like me, we can just move on. Okay, we don't need to be friends. We don't need to be coworkers. You don't need to be my boss, and I don't need to be your worker or something like that, or employer. And that is that. If the more genuine you can be, the better off you are, because the more genuine you are, the most likely you're going to get a job that you love, or or a person that you love, or a person that you want to hang around, or a partner or something like that. The better off it is, because when you're genuine like that, you're going to get someone who you line up with, and there's going to be less bumps in the road. Same with, like, when you fake liking someone, and then you end up just like it's too far down the road, or uh, stuff, just what I mean. Too far down the road, or you got like a friend or a relationship or whatever. You fake liking them, and then there's just too many bumps in the road, and you just it ends up just not working out. You got to be honest with yourself, and and on the flip side of that, you could really, really like someone, but it just, the chemistry is not there, okay? Or maybe they're just in a different state of mind. That's a little bit off topic, but getting back to what I was saying, let me take a little swig. Mm, I can't. I don't want to get sued. I can't. Listen. Ooh, what's good, girl? Hell yeah. A lot of people liking my stuff. I'm desperate for likes. Um, which is toxic, but I don't care. But as I was saying, it's just better to be yourself, because you're gonna have the chemistry with people that line up with you, and you're better off in the long run, right? Um, what else was I wanting to say? So, okay, for example, meeting new people. I'm in a new state, meeting new people. There's gonna be people when you move, you hang out with that, man. They don't resonate with you. Okay, you get that feeling they don't resonate with you. You hang out with that person, and just you go out with either like it's someone who you're with romantically, or just a friendship. And you might have fun, and they might be a fun person, but at the end of the day, it's like there's something off here, and I just don't know. It seems almost like a chore to be around them, and when it's a chore to be around someone, you might as well just not do it, because it's just less. It's more stress on your life, right? And that goes with family too. I mean, it sucks to say, but it goes with family. And I get it. You got to be around some people, and I completely understand. Versus, maybe you find a friend, you go out with them, and they're just like they're immature, they're doing stupid shit. You don't really like to hang with those kind of people, or they're just not your kind of person. Then the next night you go out with someone, and it's like, damn, dude, we hit it off. We went and had fun. Went to a bar, all this, and this is stuff I'm experiencing now, meeting new friends in Austin. Is like there's some people that I talk to, I'm like, hey, let's kick it. And we do, and it's just not, the chemistry's not there. And there's some people, it's just like you have the same, you're like-minded, and but there's differences, and that's good, and it causes you to grow and really find truly what kind of people you want to be around, you know, especially I feel like reflecting on moving out of Austin, or moving out of Kansas City and coming to Austin, you know, I'm probably naturally going to have to find people that probably are similar to how I grew up, because that's just naturally how I am, how anyone is. Um, you find people who have similar interests, and that's what brings you together. That's humanity. That's what makes us human. And I try to always step out of the box, and that's one good thing about this podcast. Is I step out of that box and talk to people who I don't really match with, to understand, their points of view. Um, but it's good to get out and find people who are from other parts of the world or country or whatever, that didn't grow up, didn't have the same friends as you, had different ideologies, and you can still find some common ground with them enough to be friends with them and realize the similarities, the core values that bring you together is what makes you friends, and not just, okay, you voted for Trump, I voted for Trump, we're friends. You voted for Biden, I voted for Biden, we're friends. We went to the same school, you went to the same school, we're friends. There's a big growth, I think, in that, of going out and finding people who, man, this person's really cool because he has similar values to me. We like kind of similar jokes, we like similar movies, and but that person, he or she, is still a lot different because of the way they grew up, right? And the part of town or area or state they grew up in was a lot different. So you learn a lot and you grow a lot from that. And it also helps you able to connect with different people. The more connections you have, I mean, they're assets, man. A friend is an asset, and it helps you grow. Rather that's money related or just anything down the road. You know what I mean? It's always good. But I will leave on this because it's been 21 minutes. I've been rambling a little bit too long, and I think I've already got your attention span lost. No matter how many friends I make, I will never leave my day ones in the gutter. And I love my day ones to death, and no matter what, I'll always be there for you guys. And I mean, that's that, man. And hopefully, I can move some friends out here to Austin. That would be awesome. And we could build an empire. Whatever, man. So I'll leave you with, if you got some brothers, don't ever leave them behind, man. Some people who really helped you out, always appreciate those people, and always realize what they've done for you and what you've done for them. And always make sure that you remind them, like, hey, I really appreciate you for everything you've done, whether that's a girlfriend, a mom, even an ex, um, you know, even past relationships, even past friendships, even just day ones, even new people you meet. No matter what, realize that those day ones that stood with you, you make sure that they know that you're very appreciative to them, because I guarantee you they're very appreciative to you as well. You know, there's no more important friend than the other in a friend group. There's a reason why there's a friend group, and there's a reason why when people fade away, there's always like three or four or three left. Because those people really stuck around and stayed near each other and stayed in contact. And you still got those buddies that time's never lost. Tanner Luker, man, time's never lost when I see you, man. Talbot, Marshall, time's never lost when I see you. Q, man, I love you, bro, so much. You've been my best friend since day one. Um, Seriously, like, we grew up together. I know people say we talk the same and shit, and you've helped me grow a lot. My mom, my dad, my grandma, my grandpa, you guys helped me grow so much, man. And I don't know I don't know the type of person I'd be, and even some other people that I don't want to mention. I still love them as well. I know they don't want me to say their name or anything. You guys helped me grow as well too. And Tanner Smith, man, we had a great childhood together. Logan, man, there's Cyrus. There's so many people that I grew up with. Uh, that I want to mention, or I forgot to mention that. You guys really helped me grow as a person, and no matter what, when I see you, no time is lost. And you know, I love you guys, man. I hope you guys are all doing well. My cousins, this is just a big thank you. But seriously, those of you who are so close to me that it feels like there's no time lost. There's a reason why you're that kind of person. I know a lot of you probably tuned out by now, but my friends who watch, hopefully if you stuck around to listen, to this big thank you. Like I said, every memory I cherish with you guys help me grow, and I can't thank you enough. I love you guys. Take it easy. Stay tuned. There's more to come.